Hi everyone. I wanted to share some thoughts about scheduling and rehearsals and how they show up both in the theory of directing and in my practical day-to-day school theater. In chapters 14, 15, 17, and 18, he digs into the rehearsal process and what it means to work with actors, to block with intention, and how to create a rehearsal environment that builds both trust and art. It's something, this work backed up what I've believed is that it's super critical to build a safe environment for kids. So I say no phones, no, because they record each other and they post each other and all those things, right? But I also make sure that emotionally and physically and creatively they feel safe. So it's really important to allow them that space. Sometimes it's private because they get embarrassed easily and they know that they're hard on each other. And once you've done all that, it also builds trust in what we're doing and trust in me as a teacher and as the director. My students have come in with tons of different levels of experience. I have some that are professional actors, and I think 3, they're professional actors. I have some that are good enough they could be on Broadway tomorrow. We just competed in the Arnez competition, and one of them was the runner-up to go to Broadway. So next year. So yeah, I have all different levels and rehearsal styles and experiences they've come from. I've learned that rehearsals are less about perfecting lines or blocking and more about setting the tone in the beginning. Not the whole time, obviously, but in the beginning, like the first 2 weeks, I set the tone for what my expectations are and what they need from me. Catrone also reminded us that every actor is different, which is so completely true because, like I said, I have all different levels, but I also have all different learning styles, and I have students that are special needs as well. I have a program that I've created where my special education class at the school comes in and works one-on-one with my kids and like put them in one of the numbers. So they're going to be in Jolly Holiday for Mary Poppins, which is super fun because their parents get to come, and it's just a really special evening for all. And you find that sometimes high schoolers are difficult and you think they don't have any empathy, but they have so much empathy and so much excitement for what they know. So it's great. The students, depending on where they're at, they need both structure and freedom to create on their own. Some of them don't want that freedom at all. They want me to tell them where to put the foot, all that. But the others, I have to allow them to develop their own character, and then I pull it back or I build it up, whatever I need to do. But they have to discover it on their own. Otherwise, they don't trust that I believe in them, and that's really important. Chapter 17 and 18 focused on blocking. And it isn't just about movement, it's about telling the story. And I find that it's really important that I teach my students less is more. My students want to do so much, and then it looks like they're robots that I've taught to do this, this, and this. But I want them to move naturally, and that's why we do a lot of character development and what their objective is as their character. That was a hard process in the beginning because they don't always want to think like that. Especially the ones that have experience, they have experience doing children's theater. And so they, have come from a space where put your foot here, stand there, don't move, breathe this way, right? But now they have more freedom, and it's really interesting to watch them grow through that. For Mary Poppins, this made me think a lot about this. For Mary Poppins, or the chapters made me think a lot about this. It's easy for me to think like numbers step in time. It's easy to think about the spectacle of it all and making a dance perfect and having all the blocking, exact. But I think the strongest moments, sorry, my TV just turned on. Oh my, sorry. I think the strongest moments come when I tie that movement back to what the characters want and how they feel. And I think that's really important. So, sorry, interruptions. What they want and how they feel as characters is more important, and it really comes across in the choreography, and it all falls together, obviously. Scheduling is my nightmare. I try and keep it consistent, and that way the parents and students can plan around, because they do a lot of activities, so it's great to do that way. I think that's it. I'm out of time, so I hope that covered everything. Bye.